Hey everybody. Um, so um, I've been learning Italian. My That's my family background. In case you didn't know, and I'm sure everyone knows. And like, yeah, Nina, yeah. Oh, we don't know you're Italian. Yeah. Well, here I'm trying to actually learn the language that my grandparents only spoke in front of me when they were talking shit about me and my parents. So I have dyslexia, and that's always been a major impairment in learning a language. I got excused in high school in the 80s for not having to take a foreign language because they didn't really know how to teach a foreign language to people who had language based learning disabilities then. So I didn't have to take it. Then, I needed one. Then I took sign language. And I thought that was going to be so easy because I wasn't going to stutter in it. I wasn't, there's no auditory processing it. And, you got to fucking finger spell. So there's that. Um, but then now I'm trying to learn Italian. And I thought, okay, I'm going to learn it like I learned English, which is through speech therapy. So I have a language teacher, like a teacher, and then I also have a speech therapist, and they're both in Italy. And this is what we're going to talk about right here. Yeah, my friends Enoch and Dave, they're like, yeah, it's not. I don't even do that, right? I don't do this. No, Italians, yeah, maybe, but no, it's not like this. It's this all day long. Anyway, oh, before I go on about this, there's this thing that people who stutter do. It's called secondaries. And secondaries are things that you do to help you get through your stutter, which sometimes they are helpful, and sometimes they can just build up and be the opposite of helpful and worse than the stutter. For me, one of the things that I did a lot, it was the 1980s when I was a kid and I was a girl, and was a big one. I didn't do as much, but I did and a lot. Anytime that I thought I was going to stutter on a word, I would do and because I thought that would help me not stutter. And once I called a friend up, and the mom asked me what my name was, and I was like, my name is Aunt Nina. And she was like, okay, Aunt Nina, I'll have her call you back. Yeah. And sometimes you'll be hopping around trying to get out the word. During COVID, when so much was on the phone and online, my secondaries were just totally out of control. Well, now I have secondaries in Italian. So how do you like that? And I really strive not to have them, but nonetheless, my speech therapist, and some of you probably know who he is, but I didn't tell him that I was going to make this. So, and he'll see it anyway. But, I don't want to do this too much, but I do find that talking with my hands helps, and I'm starting to also realize that maybe that's not so much an Italian thing, but maybe that's also a little bit of a secondary stuttering thing. And so I was yesterday when I had speech, my stuttering has just been off the charts. My Crohn's was off the charts. I have Crohn's, and this week, I threw up all over my husband's bathroom. I felt so much better afterwards too. So it was just my stuttering's up because there's so much in my head right now. And that's the thing is I'm not anxious. I'm not nervous, just cognitively overloaded. Okay. And so I'm trying to say all this stuff in Italian, stuttering the hell out of it. And I started doing this, this, and my speech therapist is like, don't. He does regular speech therapy and stuttering speech therapy. Not everybody can do both. That's why you really want to screen your speech therapist to make sure they can. Um, but I started, I was, and he's like, what are you doing? And like, as soon as I heard him, I was like so embarrassed because like I'm here's like if I'm gonna do this, I want to do it here so you can't see. Second of all, it was a second like I'm like a poser American Italian trying to do this, but then I also stutter, so I'm trying to do it to get it out. And then like he knew that I was doing a secondary, and I tried to correct myself. Then I started doing this instead, and then finally just lifted up my hands like I was being pulled over by the cops, and I and it's like como se dice, like I had to do that. Even this I can't. So yeah. Anyway, I have secondaries in Italian now. And also, I'm not doing this StreamYard stuff just for the fun and creativity. I'm doing it to raise money for my movie, The Comedians with Our Movie. Sorry, everybody, Our Movie, because there's 10 comics involved, and my good friend who stutters, Gina Chin Davis, she is the director, and so I'm raising money for our movie. And we've already have a good amount done, but to promote it, to get into film festivals, all of that stuff, we need your help. So if you want to donate, you can do that thing right there. Hopefully it works. This is all new. And then also, if you want a tax deductible donation. See, I did that and I didn't even do this. The donation. You can also go to comedianswithdisabilitiesact.com and go to movie, and there's information about that and how to do a donation through Summit Independent Living, who is helping us out with the film. Okay, everybody. Thanks, and remember, stutters, this is still a secondary, even if you are Italian. Okay, stop. Stop it. Stop. Stop. Can't stop. This is new. I